10 Golden Age Hollywood Stars Who Aged Terribly. Hollywood's golden age was filled with stars who defined an entire era, gracing the big screen with their charm, talent, and iconic looks. These legends became timeless symbols of beauty and glamour, capturing the world's imagination. However, as the years passed, even the most flawless faces couldn't escape the inevitable effects of aging. Some gracefully embraced the passing of time, while others, well, their transformation was more shocking. In this video, we're diving into the stories of 10 Golden Age Hollywood stars who, despite their early fame, aged terribly. From stars whose beauty faded, to those whose personal struggles left visible marks on their appearance, let's explore how these icons of cinema faced the ravages of time. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe, one of the most famous faces in Hollywood history, became an icon of the 1950s, representing everything glamorous, sexy, and sophisticated about the era. With her platinum blonde hair, deep red lips, and innocent yet seductive persona, she captured the hearts of millions. Films like Some Like It Hot and Gentlemen Prefer Blonde cemented her status as the ultimate sex symbol, and she quickly became Hollywood's most sought-after star. Despite her on-screen allure, Monroe's personal life was filled with hardship, including failed marriages, mental health struggles, and substance abuse. These demons would eventually take a toll on both her career and her appearance. By the 1960s, the once radiant Monroe was beginning to show the wear and tear of her troubled life. Her skin, which had once been smooth and glowing, started to show the effects of age, stress, and substance abuse. Her eyes, which had once sparkled with innocence and charm, now seemed tired and hollow. Even her iconic beauty, so closely associated with her sex symbol status, began to fade. She was no longer the youthful, carefree bombshell of the 1950s. The contrast between her earlier image and her later years was stark and difficult for many to accept, especially for a star who had become the ultimate standard of beauty. In her final years, Monroe's behavior became increasingly erratic. With late arrivals on set and unexplained absences, reflecting the toll her personal struggles had on her professional life. Her once smooth, youthful figure softened, and by 1962, at just 36 years old, she tragically passed away, leaving fans in shock. While her beauty had deteriorated, her influence on Hollywood and pop culture remained everlasting. Monroe's aging process became a sad reflection of the pressures of fame, with the world watching as she transformed from a symbol of youthful beauty to a cautionary tale. James Dean, the rebellious icon of 1950s Hollywood, is remembered as the poster child for youthful angst and the broken dream of a generation. His role in Rebel Without a Cause solidified his place in cinematic history, capturing the spirit of defiance and frustration that resonated with millions. With his brooding good looks and intense performances, Dean quickly became the darling of Hollywood. But, tragically, his life was as short-lived as his fame. Dean's career was cut short in a fatal car accident at just 24, leaving the world to wonder what could have been. But even in the short time he spent in the spotlight, the toll of his fame and lifestyle could be seen as he aged in his final years. Before his untimely death, Dean had already experienced the effects of the pressure that comes with being a Hollywood icon. The intense media scrutiny, combined with his personal struggles, took its toll. Though he was only in his early 20s, his features, like his piercing eyes and sharp jawline, began to show signs of the stress he endured. His personal life, filled with turmoil and heartbreak, left visible marks on his appearance, giving him a look of someone far older than his years. His public persona, the wild youth, the misunderstood artist, only seemed to intensify as time went on. Despite the fact that James Dean's career was tragically brief, the legacy of his young life and his aging face still resonates in pop culture today. His transformation, from the fresh-faced young rebel to a symbol of lost potential, speaks to the brutal realities of fame and how it affects even the brightest stars. Dean's life, though short, serves as a reminder of the harsh toll that fame can take on a person, even before the true effects of aging set in. Though he never had the chance to grow older on screen, James Dean remains a tragic figure whose brief yet intense impact on Hollywood left an indelible mark. His youthful face, forever frozen in time. Elizabeth Taylor, the epitome of glamour, beauty, and Hollywood royalty, spent her life in the spotlight. With a career spanning over 6 decades, Taylor captured the world's attention in films like Cleopatra and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Known for her violet eyes and stunning beauty, she was one of the most recognized and beloved stars of her time. Taylor's love life, with her 8 marriages and tumultuous relationships, was as famous as her career. She was a true diva, unapologetically bold and unapologetically herself. But as the years went on, her once perfect beauty began to fade in ways that shocked her fans. By the 1980s, Elizabeth Taylor's appearance had changed significantly. Her once striking features, including her famous violet eyes, had begun to lose their sharpness. Weight fluctuations and surgeries took a toll on her once slim and youthful figure. The face that had once been the definition of beauty now looked bloated and aged, giving the public an entirely new view of the beloved star. Her transformation was especially noticeable when comparing her earlier years to her later public appearances. The glamorous diva who once seemed ageless now seemed much older, even before the natural signs of aging would have come into play. Taylor's aging process was compounded by her extensive health battles, including heart issues and a public struggle with addiction. She, too, was no stranger to the emotional toll that fame can have, and this, combined with the demands of her career, left visible marks. Her later years saw her become an advocate for AIDS awareness, and she was widely praised for her charity work, but her appearance continued to shift as the years passed. In her final years, Taylor's transformation became a blend of surgeries, weight changes, and health struggles, with her public image starkly different from the glamour of her earlier days. Despite these changes, Elizabeth Taylor's legacy as a Hollywood legend is undiminished. Humphrey Bogart, known for his tough guy image and starring roles in films like Casablanca and The Maltese Falcon, was a Hollywood legend. With his distinctive gravelly voice, sharp wit, and undeniable screen presence, he became the face of film noir and a symbol of masculinity in the 1940s. His charm and cool demeanor made him one of the most beloved stars of the Golden Age. However, as the years passed, Bogart's appearance began to change in ways that shocked his fans. By the late 1950s, Bogart's health was in decline. His once strong, chiseled features became gaunt and worn due to the toll of his lifestyle choices, including heavy drinking and smoking. His face, once sharp and commanding, now showed the effects of age and illness. Bogart's transformation was marked by weight loss, a haggard expression, and visible signs of his deteriorating health. By the time he passed away in 1957 at the age of 57, his once iconic appearance was a shadow of what it had been. Despite his physical decline, Bogart's legacy remained untarnished. His role as the tough, stoic anti-hero defined an era of filmmaking, and his contribution to Hollywood is immeasurable. His image may have changed, but the impact of his career remained a testament to the power of screen presence. Humphrey Bogart's story is a reminder that even the strongest stars can be brought down by the inevitability of time and the weight of fame. Though his appearance may have aged poorly, Bogart's legacy as one of Hollywood's greatest actors remains untouched. His roles in iconic films will continue to define him for generations to come, and his place in cinematic history is secure. Time may have taken its toll on his appearance, but his screen legacy lives on. Kirk Douglas, known for his intense acting and roles in classics like Spartacus and Paths of Glory, was one of Hollywood's most iconic leading men. His muscular physique, rugged good looks, and magnetic screen presence made him a superstar throughout the 1950s and 1960s. His distinctive dimpled chin and piercing eyes became his trademark, earning him a spot among the most memorable figures of the Golden Age. But as the years passed, the once handsome star began to show the effects of aging in a way that surprised many fans. Kirk Douglas, despite his physical aging, remains a pillar of Hollywood. His legacy as one of the greatest actors of his generation is secure, and his place in film history is permanent. While aging may have affected his appearance, it never diminished his impact on the industry. By the 1980s, Kirk Douglas had undergone significant physical changes. His facial features became more pronounced, and the once broad shoulders and chiseled physique gave way to the softer, more aged appearance of an older man. A stroke in 1996 left him with a noticeable physical and cognitive decline, and he appeared much older than his peers in the industry. His health challenges, including the stroke, made his aging process more apparent, but even with these changes, he remained an enduring symbol of strength and resilience. Kirk Douglas' transformation was marked by his continued presence in Hollywood. Despite the physical toll of time, he adapted to his aging process with grace, shifting to more character-driven roles in his later years. His determination to keep working, even as his appearance and health declined, only added to his legendary status. He may not have looked like the young, muscular hero of Spartacus anymore, but his work ethic and charisma endured through the years. Bette Davis, the queen of Hollywood's golden age, was known for her fierce performances and powerful screen presence. With her sharp features, intense gaze, and unmistakable voice, Davis became one of the most respected actresses in film history. Her roles in All About Eve and Now, Voyager solidified her place in Hollywood's pantheon, and her name became synonymous with fierce, no-nonsense characters. However, as time went on, Davis's appearance underwent a noticeable transformation that many found difficult to accept. By the 1960s and 1970s, Bette Davis's appearance had changed drastically. Her once petite frame had filled out, and her face, which had once been angular and striking, now looked softer and older. Davis, who had always prided herself on her powerful presence, now found herself facing the challenges of aging, including health problems and a more visible physical decline. The public, who had long admired her fiery spirit and unforgettable beauty, began to notice the stark contrast between the actress's youthful roles and her later life appearance. Despite the changes to her physical appearance, Bette Davis remained an indomitable force in Hollywood. Even as she aged, she continued to take on challenging roles, proving that her acting chops had only deepened with time. Davis was known for her ability to continue performing at the highest level, even as her appearance became more mature. Her transformation, from a glamorous star to an older, wiser actress, only added to her depth as a performer. Bette Davis may have aged, but her legacy as one of Hollywood's greatest actresses is timeless. Her fierce talent, undeniable presence, and transformative roles continue to inspire generations of actors and filmmakers. While she may have looked different in her later years, her contributions to the film industry remain as strong as ever. Cary Grant, the embodiment of suave elegance, became one of Hollywood's most beloved leading men. Known for his roles in Notorious and To Catch a Thief, Grant's charm, wit, and impeccable style made him the epitome of sophistication. With his tall, handsome frame and smooth demeanor, he captured the hearts of millions. But as time passed, even the debonair Grant couldn't escape the physical toll of aging. By the late 1960s, Cary Grant's youthful good looks had started to fade. His once dark hair turned silver, and his sharp features softened as he aged. Grant's smooth, youthful face began to show signs of wear, and his physical transformation was evident. Though he continued to be active in the industry, his appearance no longer matched the youthful leading man that audiences had adored for decades. Despite this, he retained his charm, and his presence on screen remained captivating. Grant's aging process was also impacted by his personal life. He married several times and had a complicated relationship with fame, often retreating from the public eye. He was known to be a private person, which made his later years even more enigmatic. Despite the changes to his appearance, Grant continued to make public appearances, charming the world with his refined persona, even as his appearance aged. Though Cary Grant's appearance changed with time, his legacy as one of Hollywood's most elegant and enduring stars remains untouched. His film roles, marked by sophistication and charisma, continue to define him as a classic Hollywood icon. Even as he grew older, his on-screen charm and legacy never faded, proving that true elegance never goes out of style. Greta Garbo, known for her otherworldly beauty and captivating screen presence, was one of the most famous actresses of the silent and early sound film eras. Films like Camille and Grand Hotel showcased her as a true cinematic queen, known for her mysterious allure and powerful performances. Garbo became synonymous with Hollywood glamour, earning the title of the Divine. But as the years passed, Garbo's ethereal beauty began to fade, and the woman who had once been a symbol of perfection was never seen in the same light again. In the 1940s, Garbo's appearance began to change noticeably. Her smooth, delicate features started to show the passage of time. Her once perfect complexion lost its youthful glow, and her angular face softened. As she aged, Garbo became increasingly reclusive, avoiding public appearances and rarely making films. The contrast between her youthful, radiant beauty and her later years was striking, and many fans were left saddened by her transformation. Despite the visible signs of aging, Garbo remained a legend in Hollywood. Her refusal to conform to the public's expectations and her retreat from the industry only added to the mystique surrounding her. Though her beauty had faded, her talent and presence on screen remained unforgettable, solidifying her place as one of the greatest actresses of all time. Greta Garbo may not have aged as gracefully as some of her peers, but her legacy as a screen legend is timeless. Her quiet, enigmatic nature off-screen and her powerful roles on-screen made her one of Hollywood's most iconic stars, proving that true stardom isn't about age, it's about the legacy you leave behind. Joan Crawford, one of the most famous actresses of Hollywood's golden age, is remembered for her intense performances and fierce beauty. With roles in Mildred Pierce and The Women, Crawford was known for her dramatic range and ability to portray strong, independent characters. Her powerful screen presence and glamorous beauty made her one of the most iconic stars of the 1930s and 1940s. But as time passed, Crawford's transformation was as dramatic as some of her on-screen roles. By the 1960s, Crawford's once famous beauty had been marred by the physical effects of aging. Her face, which had once been the epitome of elegance, showed signs of excessive plastic surgery, which left her looking unnatural and altered. Her once stunning features appeared strained, and her body, which had once been the definition of glamour, softened with age. Crawford's transformation was striking, and by the time she reached her later years, she had become a symbol of the dangers of fame's physical toll. Despite her visible aging, Joan Crawford remained a figure of resilience in Hollywood. Her career continued with roles in the 1960s, and she even starred in the cult classic Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? With Bette Davis. Her legacy, however, became more complex as her physical transformation became a source of fascination and criticism. The Hollywood diva was no longer the young, glamorous star of the 1930s, but her name continued to be synonymous with fierce talent and ambition. Joan Crawford's aging process may have shocked many, but her place in Hollywood history is secure. Her performances remain a testament to her ability to captivate audiences, and her legacy continues to be celebrated for her incredible work ethic and the unforgettable characters she brought to life. Gary Cooper Gary Cooper, known for his strong, silent roles in films like High Noon and Sergeant York, was the quintessential American hero in Hollywood's golden age. With his rugged good looks and effortless charm, he became one of the most beloved stars of the 1930s and 1940s. His performances embodied the calm, stoic masculinity that made him a favorite among both critics and audiences. But as the years passed, Cooper's once youthful appearance began to show the effects of time. By the 1950s, Gary Cooper's physical appearance had started to change. His chiseled features softened, and his body began to show signs of aging. The once dashing cowboy hero of the Westerner now appeared older and more frail. His face, which had once been full of life, became lined and gaunt. The transformation was noticeable, and many fans who had once admired his strong, silent presence were shocked by the changes. Despite the visible effects of aging, Cooper remained a beloved figure in Hollywood. He continued to work in film, but by the late 1960s, his health began to decline significantly. He passed away in 1961, but his contributions to cinema remain timeless. His roles as the heroic, moral center of many classic westerns left an indelible mark on the film industry, and his place in Hollywood history is secure. Gary Cooper's aging process may have altered his appearance, but his legacy as one of Hollywood's greatest actors endures. His portrayal of the strong, silent hero may have aged, but his influence on the industry and his place in film history remain untouchable.